Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're tackling a massive rite of passage for, well, absolutely anyone relocating to Germany's capital. We're going to decode and entirely conquer the famous, or, maybe infamous, Berlin Anmeldung process. Look, if you want to make Berlin your home, you've got to get on the official grid, and that means navigating the local registration system. But here's the thing. With the right structure, what feels like an impossible bureaucratic mountain actually becomes a totally manageable stroll. So, let's get into it. Now, if you're sitting there feeling totally overwhelmed by your move to Berlin right now, your feelings are completely valid. I mean, you've just unpacked your bags, you're trying to figure out a brand new city, and suddenly, bam, you're face to face with rigid German bureaucracy and a massive language barrier. It's a lot. But listen, you really don't need to panic. The secret to beating this anxiety, it's all about preparation. And over the next few minutes, we're going to build a fortress of preparation right around you. So here's exactly how we'll break this down today. First, the Anmeldung process itself. Second, your essential document checklist. Third, navigating in-person versus online paths. Fourth, booking a local helper. And finally, the exact boundaries of practical versus legal help. All right, Section 1, the Berlin Anmeldung process, the four-step registration flow. When dealing with any kind of public administration, having a really clear structure is your absolute best defense. Step 1 is simply to confirm which registration flow applies to you. Most newcomers fall under the standard main residence registration, so you'll want to check the official Service Berlin portal just to be absolutely sure. Step 2, get your housing paperwork lined up. Step 3 is preparing for the actual office visit or your online submission. And finally, Step 4, you leave with a clear official record of what happened, your Meldebescheinigung. Honestly, following this framework instantly gives you a sense of control, because you're not just reacting anymore. You're actually following our roadmap. Moving on to Section 2, your essential document checklist, getting your paperwork right. Having perfectly organized paperwork is literally the only way to prevent severe registration delays. Think of it as an essential toolkit you need before ever stepping foot outside your apartment. You absolutely need your passport or national ID. You need a completed Anmeldung form, especially if your specific office expects it printed out. You should bring your rental contract, just in case. And nestled right in the middle there is the famously long 26-letter German word, the Wohnungsgeberbestätigung. Yeah, quite a mouthful. It's basically a confirmation from your landlord or main tenant that you actually live there. Oh, and if you have a family, you'll also need supporting paperwork for them. But those 4 items form your absolute core foundation. Now, please pay close attention to this next part, because this is the absolute #1 gotcha moment for expats. Imagine this. You're hunting for an appointment for weeks. You finally get to the Bürgeramt, only to be turned away in 5 seconds flat because you lack the Wohnungsgeberbestätigung. People so often assume their rental contract is enough, or they think, hey, I can just improvise or explain my way out of it. You cannot. No way. You absolutely must secure this specific, signed piece of paper from your landlord in advance. If you don't have it, your registration simply will not happen. Okay, Section 3, in-person or online paths, navigating the Bürgeramt. Berlin's systems are actively evolving right now, which is great, but it means you have to confirm which pathway applies to your specific move. Traditionally, this meant an in-person Bürgeramt visit, hunting for an appointment slot, traveling to a local government office, and facing the music in person. But today, the newer Service Berlin online route is really changing things up. The official Service Portal Berlin actually supports over 400 online services now. If your current ID has an active online function, like an eID, and you've set up a Bund ID user account, you might actually be eligible to handle some of this digitally. Always check the berlin.de website to see if the online route is open for your specific registration type. It can save you a tremendous amount of legwork. Section 4, booking a local helper, language support, and less stress. So if you are doing this in person, the language barrier is often the scariest part, right? Well, a platform called Settlego offers a super easy 3-step booking flow to get a vetted local helper right by your side to relieve all that stress. Step 1, you book the appointment and share the basics like your appointment date, your preferred language, and if you've got that tricky landlord confirmation ready. Step 2, you prepare before the visit. Your helper will actually reach out to organize your forms and decide exactly where to meet. And Step 3, you go to the Bürgeramt together. They help with the check-in and provide live translation. It beautifully mirrors the simple registration flow we mapped out earlier. I absolutely love this quote from our source material.
Go to your appointment with someone who can translate in real time and help keep the paperwork organized. Just imagine the difference. Having someone there who acts like a knowledgeable local friend totally changes the dynamic of dealing with German clerks. You aren't frantically typing into a translation app on your phone while a massive queue of people waits behind you, getting impatient. You have a real, live human being there to smooth over the practical communication gaps. It's a real game changer.
Now, what's really interesting is this next part, Section 5, Practical Help, Not Legal, Setting Expectations. We really need to draw a hard, clear line here between practical support and legal miracles. Helpers can support live translation at the office, they can flag obvious paperwork gaps before you even leave home, and they can walk you through the usual Berlin registration sequence. They are your practical companions. But, and this is absolutely crucial, they cannot guarantee that you'll get an appointment, nor can they guarantee the outcome of your registration. They are strictly prohibited from giving legal, financial, or immigration advice, and they do not act as official certified translators for legal documents. Look, if you need a lawyer, you have to hire a lawyer. A helper is there to assist with the administrative friction, not the law. To put it simply, an independent companion is a practical helper acting completely independently. They are not affiliated with Berlin.de, they do not work for the Bürgeramt, and they are definitely not part of any public authority. Just think of them strictly as a local buddy you've hired to help carry the administrative load. They don't have some special backdoor access to the government, they just have experience, language skills, and a really calm demeanor to help you out. So if you're sitting there realizing that the real blocker for you isn't a lack of information, but rather the process friction and appointment day stress, you can actually stop researching right now. You can head straight over to www.settlego.app to book a helper. It's just a highly practical way to solve the language barrier, so you can, just get on with your life in your new city. Which brings us to our final and definitely most important question of this explainer. Are you ready to conquer German bureaucracy? Because here is the honest truth. You have the map now. You know the 4-step flow. You know the exact documents to bring, and specifically the massive danger of forgetting your landlord confirmation. You know the difference between the online and in-person paths, and you know exactly where to find a local helper if you need someone to stand shoulder to shoulder with you at the Bürgeramt. The bureaucracy is just a system, and systems can be navigated. Get your paperwork in order, ask her for help if you need it, and go make Berlin your home.